Hello everybody, this is Fiddle here. I'm just going to show you another film of my sculpture. Here it is, and he is now twirled up. Twirled, he's the twirled up chappy. He's got all the twirls on him, on by the sides. Look at that. Now, this is what I did today. This side, here, on the side where the fin existed and started, there is the twirls started to exist. So interestingly, I decided to start on the side that I started with the fin, which is the first thing I started with Turtalius in the first place. So now that didn't take very long, and it was done 2 days ago. And what I did is I sort of etched in, sort of sketched it in. Obviously it's gone away from the lines a bit, and the definition of it, if you look really closely, has taken away the lines themselves, so it appears pretty much as the sketch would show it to be, but again it is sort of different. The outcome of something practical, depending on how precise you are, can still portray a similar look to the sorry about the stoppage there with the film. It just seemed to somehow stop. And on the other side here I've created some more definition. Here you can sort of see closer maybe. You go in there. Now what happened today was I started doing the swirls here, very much the same as the other side, but you can see that there needs to be a lot more work done on the last swirl here, and there are 6 on this side, again not dissimilar to the eye. I've noticed there always something very interesting about having to comment on this sculpture. It brings up more ideas. But both the wings are different, both the eyes are different, both the jaw, well the beak bits are different, and the swells on either side are different. And if that doesn't make anything worse, you look at the top and you think, okay, there are 2 barnacles to begin with at the top, 2 sort of thorny bits. Then there are a mixture of 3 2 3 3 3 pattern, whatever that pattern means. There isn't a need to know about the pattern. It is simply a composition in its own right of complete and utter abandon. So as I thought about doing those, I thought now the next thing to do is to simply define them more, to make it deeper around the sides, to etch them out. However deep they can be, it simply has to remain a question of working on it a couple more days, then etching out the wing a bit more. It means sort of getting into it here, chipping it down a bit to the side, not too close to the barnacle here, and then creating more work on the beak here. So what Carlo suggested, my mum's partner, is that I should etch away, make it more of a pronounced beak. The question about that is this, that if I do that, do I take away from the sides here between the eye and the beak, or do I not? Because I can then say to myself, it still is pronounced the fact that this iris will still remain to be out from the rock, but I shouldn't tamper with the top part of the eyelid of the eye, as that really needs to remain there, because it would meddle with the barnacle here like a sort of horns on a bull. To modify a beak, you think to yourself, oh my god, If I do this wrong, I'm going to shout very loud. But then you sort of think, no, it's better that I do this than I was just mucking about playing football, and sometimes football is also very important. Unless you become a professional footballer, it seems less important than producing something that will look like it just exists for the rest of time, unless you smash it on the floor. But then again, all that creativity does not get lost from the universe. It was displayed for some use and has a lot more use than any other useless activities, such as drug taking, such as rambling, which is partly what I'm doing here, and such as a lot of other things. We can think forever about these things. And underneath here, I have decided, if you can see close enough, that if you can't see, I'm sorry about my webcam, but the film can't be displayed. You can see just a bit here. These twirls are decidedly being now manifested next time, in the next couple of days I do it, or in a couple of hours spent on working on each twirl, on the underside of this sculpture. And when that's done, I then feel then that the curls are enough to represent the underside of these creature having a much more interesting curliness for its octopus tendrils. And then I'll leave that alone. But what I have to do is, if I make it pronounced, I have to edge round the sides of it, and I have to edge round all the way, and it's very easy. The hardest part will be having to make the holes in the very inside of the curl of each tendril, so that they don't destroy the end parts that remain hidden and somehow curled inwards, as though they were inside the flank, hidden. But the reason I decided on the underside to be pronounced is because it's just a little bit more experimentation and fun. And that will be concluding my demonstration of what has been done now. So the beak is the underside here, shows what else has been done, and I just need to round it off on either side so that it appears more beaky. And that's it. There you go. Thank you very much for looking, and I'm sorry that the curtains were closed and it's a bit dark, but however it was because I was watching Ridicule and I paused the film. So enjoy the film, and I shall talk to you again.